Dear friends, welcome to Export Import Business Management channel. Today I have brought you another new topic, letter of credit. After I started uploading the video on YouTube, I observed that video posted by people are not complete in all respect. They are lack of practical knowledge. It seems that they have read 2 3 books or they have viewed 2 3 video of similar topics and make their own video. Friends, there is a lot of difference in the theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge. What works in the industry is a practical knowledge. Therefore, whatever video posted by these people, himself they are not aware what they are sharing. Is it right or wrong or outdated? I see most of viewers are fresher, having less knowledge of that topic. Viewer cannot judge whether knowledge is being shared is right or wrong. Whatever shared, they assume that it is a right unless somebody is having deep experience in that particular topic. Definitely, they are viewing the video to gain knowledge, and it is the moral responsibility of the video owner to provide complete knowledge to the viewer, avoid giving the wrong or outdated knowledge. While going through the video on letter of credit, I observed that they have given mere very basic knowledge, some wrong information. They have not covered many topics. For example, for confirmation of letter of credit, it is said that buyer provide the confirm LC, but it is not 100% true. Only 10% cases buyer provide the confirm LC and 90% cases seller has to add the confirmation to the letter of credit at his own cost, not covered under the video. Second, it is a similarly simply says that documents are correct. Seller gets the payment from the bank, but it need more elaborate that how he gets the payment, whether it is a discounted, if discounted, then whose line it is discounted, bank or supplier. Topics with recourse and without recourse has not been covered, which play very important role in getting the fund under the letter of credit. Structure LC has not been covered in many videos, which is more popular now, which resolve the working capital problem of the both the party. Usance nothing covered about the Usance LC in the video. Funding by offshore bank under letter of credit not covered in many videos. Therefore, you need to view the video uploaded by right person. I have total 22 years experience in the field of export and import, which cover export import documentation, warehousing, logistic, road, air, sea, rail, chartering, bar shipment, haulage, FCL, LCL, etc., DGFT related work, custom clearance, insurance, credit insurance, enforcement director, trade finance, include banking, discounting, currency hedging, EPC, PCFC. I am also visiting faculty for institutes and MSME, etc. Now friends, we'll go to the topic. Will be explained to you in the detail. My video may be more than 15 minutes. But my friends, please note that to cover the topic need more time. Making video of short time and not covering all the important aspect is of no use. Better not to make half knowledge video and the fuel full people. Let's go to the topic, letter of credit. We will see the definition of LC. A letter of credit is a document that guarantee buyer payment to seller. It is used by bank and ensure the timely and full payment to the seller. If buyer is unable to make such payment, the bank cover the full and remaining amount on behalf of buyer. See, letter of credit is an instrument which guarantee buyer when buyer supply the goods cross their territorial boundary, they cross, they export from their country, they passes from their country, then buyer doesn't have any control over the goods. Calling back the cargo, it is a costing another, it's cost them sorry, it has cost them additional expenses. Therefore, buyer need assurance that he need the timely payment, there should not be any default, and he should get the full payment. The letter of credit is an instrument which facilitates all those things to the exporter. Because when the letter of credit is a order placed by bank, not by the buyer. Please note, it is an order placed by bank and it is given to the another bank, means the exporter bank, and ensure that the required document, if it is submitted and correct document submitted, they will make the payment to the exporter. Therefore, it is a one type of guarantee. Charges. A letter of credit is issued against pledged securities or cash. C. LC opening bank never open LC unless and until it is given the securities or collateral something of equivalent value of LC, or buyer has to deposit equivalent cash which will be lien mark against the LC. Therefore, if buyer default anything happen, buyer didn't pay any money to the exporter, bank will use this collateral security or the cash deposited in their bank, they will use that cash and they will make the payment to the exporter. Therefore, it is a secured method of transaction, secured method of payment. The bank typically collect the fees, LC opening charges, and percentage of size and amount of the letter of credit. Means bank charge LC opening charges. It may range 0.4%, each may rate 0.6%, depend. What are the value you are giving to the bank, how much you are exporting anything. It's a totally depend on the relation between the banker and LC opener, means buyer. Friends, now we will see the practical flow of LC transaction. See, there has to be minimum two parties to form the deal. One should be one seller and another should be buyer. There has to be one seller who is ready to sell the goods, another is to be buyer who are ready to buy the goods. The buyer is called importer and seller is called exporter. When they come together, they form a deal. Once the deal is formed, the proper contract is made, which is called the sales contract. Once the sales contract is made, there are a lot of conditions in the sales contracts about the products, payment terms, uh, terms of delivery, partial shipment allowed, not allowed, when to be delivered, last date of everything's there. If default, what to be done, arbitration clause, everything is defined in the sales contract. Once proper sales contract is defined, as per the sales contract, importer has to provide the letter of credit to the exporter. Then importer will approach to his bank, which is called issuing bank, LC issuing bank, for opening of letter of credit. Importer will submit LC application to the issuing bank. But I told you earlier, issuing bank will not issue the LC unless and until he take the cash from importer equivalent to the LC amount, or importer submit collateral security to LC issuing bank. Otherwise, he maybe have already submitted the collateral security to LC issuing bank, and LC issuing bank must have issue bank credit limit. You must have fixed the bank credit limit on the importer. Then LC issuing bank, once he has sufficient collateral or cash or bank credit with the importer, they will open the letter of credit in the name of exporter. Then issuing bank will send this letter of credit to another bank, which is called advising bank. Mostly issuing banks send letter of credit to the bank with whom they have the transactions, they do the transaction, or they have tie-up, or they have test key, which is called test key. They send to the advising bank. So, many times it's happened in under contract. It is written that exporter clearly says that if you when you are advising the letter of credit, it has to be advised through his bank. Then issuing bank advise the letter of credit to the through the exporter bank, which is then called a negotiating bank, because exporter is going to negotiate the document in the same bank. Therefore, LC come through advising bank. Once it comes to advising bank advise the letter of credit to the exporter. Is sent by courier with the advising charges. Exporter has to collect the letter of credit after paying the advising charges to advising bank. Once the exporter receives the letter of credit, he has to start the manufacturing of goods if received in advance. Otherwise, goods may be ready. He has to ship to the importer. Then shipment takes place. Once shipment takes place, once bill of lading and other document, insurance, everything certificate is received, as per the letter of credit, exporter deposit present the document to the negotiating bank. The bank is called the negotiating bank to whom he submit the export document. As per the letter of credit, he has to submit all the document required under the letter of credit. That's why the letter of credit is called a documentary credit. Bank deal in the documents. Bank doesn't deal in the goods. Bank don't go to the port or anywhere to see the goods are shipped or not. They will check the document as per the LC. All required document are presented or not, and they have to present it as per the document grade. Means they have to be very clean and neat. Means there should not be any mistakes. Negotiating bank will check the document as per the UCP 600 and ISBP 745. These are guidelines issued by the ICC, International Chamber of Commerce, who regulated the UCP. They will check the document as per UCP, as per the letter of credit, they are right or wrong. Document here, please note that document has to be 100% discrepant free. Discrepancy means what? There is a mistake. There has to be 100% discrepant free. Then negotiating bank will accept the document. Otherwise, it will send on collection to the issuing bank. When LC is received, your exporter duty to submit the document discrepant free to ensure that payment should be received on time and 100% full payment. If document are discrepant, then importer it's depend on importer whether to accept the document and whether to make the payment. Therefore, document has to be very clean. Once the documents are clean, negotiate bank will send document to the issuing bank. Presentation of document to the issuing bank. Once issuing bank document received to the issuing bank once again check the document it is okay as per LC or not. If it is any discrepancy found, then they will once again report to the negotiating bank. You have not checked the document. These are discrepancy. If negotiating bank raise the wrong discrepancy, the negotiating bank has to explain to them this is not discrepancy. It is as per UCP 600 clause so and so. It is the right documents are not discrepant. When issuing bank find documents are correct, they will release the document to the importer. Once importer really got the document, he can release the shipment. Otherwise, he cannot release the shipment because it's contain original documents. If he doesn't receive the original document, goods reach before the destination, he has to give the bank guarantee for release of goods to the port authority or shipping company. Once documents are released, issuing bank release the payment to the negotiating bank. It is at site, it release the payment immediately. Immediately means issuing bank can hold the at site payment up to maximum 5 days. Okay. After 5 days, issuing bank didn't turn up to negotiating bank. What is the status of good is deemed to be accepted document. Okay. The 5 days it can wait for the importer permission, and if it is not received, by issuing bank has to release the payment to the negotiating bank at site. If it is a usance bill, then issuing bank has to accept the draft and ensure that after 30 days, 90 days or 120 to 70 days, I will make the payment on so and so date to negotiate bank. It has to give writing, means he has to accept the bill of exchange and he has to reply by swift message. This is a due date. On this due date, I will credit the fund to the negotiating bank. Once the fund is received, payment is made to the exporter. This is where the secure payment is take place. exporters receive the goods against the shipped goods. If it is a Usan spread or ad side, in ad side, it take 3 to 5 days for courier and minimum 5 days to accept the documents. It take minimum 10 days to take the payment. If exporter require immediate payment, he can go for discounting. Discounting means what? It is a loan given by negotiating bank against the export document. He will submit the document to the negotiating bank. Negotiating bank will make immediate payment to the exporter. But please note that it is not a realization of your payment, not against importer has made the payment. It is called a discounting. It is a loan given by negotiating bank to exporter bank. If it is 30 days, 90 days, exporter cannot wait. He need immediate payment. Then way of discounting, he can raise the fund and he can get the fund. Then negotiating bank do the discounting. There are two type of discounting. One on exporter line of credit, another bank's line of credit. If it is run on exporter line of credit, if payment didn't received, if issuing bank raised some discrepancy and payment didn't received, then exporter has to return the all the fund to the negotiating bank, even though it is under letter of credit. Please note that. Then if it is 30 days, 90 days, once the acceptance received from issuing bank, first discounting done on the exporter line of credit. Once the acceptance received from issuing bank, then it is transferred to the banking line of credit. Okay, then this way the discounting exporter get the immediate payment, even though 30 days, 90 days or 180 days, exporter get the immediate payment. Once it is received the confirmation from issuing bank, the discounting is transferred to the bank line. Then it is a more secure to transfer on the bank lines. See, once it is a discounting done on exporter line of credit, it is called the recourse. Means buyer didn't make the payment, then exporter has to return the payment. With it is called recourse. And without recourse means once issuing bank send the acceptance to the negotiating bank, the discount is transferred in the bank line of credit. It is called without recourse means even the importer not make the payment, exporter doesn't require to make the payment to the negotiating bank because it is a without recourse. Please understand, recourse means exporter has to return the fund, and without recourse, exporter didn't require to return the fund. There is another type of LC, UPAS. UPAS structure LC. It is a business trend that exporter need the payment immediately and importer need the credit. Means he want to make the payment after certain days. Definitely, every party want their cash flow should not be affected. Everyone trying to manage their working capital effectively. In such scenario, if both parties stand on their required payment terms, then very difficult to form the deal. Here, UPA structure LC plays very important role. It satisfies both parties by offering at side payment to the exporter and credit period 30 days to up to 270 days to importer. Once the problem of payment is solved, the deal comes into existence. It will bring I will bring the separate video on UPAS LC, how it's work, because it is altogether different scenario. Also, I will bring the different video how the confirmation is added to the LC and what are the charges and how it has to be calculated. In UPAS structure LC, this issuing bank offer credit to the importer and exporter, both credit to the both. Means exporter get the payment at site and importer get the has to make the payment to the issuing bank after 30 days, 90 days or 180 days or 270 days. As per contract, it is decided who will bear the cost. Accordingly, the credit cost has to be bear by exporter or importer. It is called UPA structured LC. Sometimes if issuing bank doesn't have the fund, another bank comes in the picture which fund the LC bank, issuing bank or negotiating bank as per the UPA structure. Then another bank comes in a picture who fund the transaction. It is called UPA structure. Usance mean not at site. After 30 days, 90 days, exporter will get the payments. This way the LC structure works. Hope you understood it. The importance of letter of credit. Since the nature of international trade includes factors such as distance, difference law in each country, and the lack of personal contact during the international trade, letter of credits make a reliable payment mechanism. Because letter of credit ensure the exporter that he will get the payments. Whatever he has shipped, he will get the payment in time and he will get the full payment of the export of goods. Simultaneously, it ensures the buyer also that exporter will ship the goods as per the defined timeline in the letter of credit. The International Chamber of Commerce, Uniform Customs and Practices of Documentary Credit oversees letter of credit used in the international trade. I already explained you. See, different countries had different laws, rules and regulation, and every exporter is bound to follow their country's rules and regulation, and supplier is bound to uh, mo- follow the rules and regulation of his own country. Means both parties are following the rules and regulation of different countries. Therefore, International Chamber of Commerce come into the action and they have given the one guidelines. It is called Uniform Custom Practices for Documentary Trade. It is called UCPDC. Hmm. Now UCPC 600 is the latest version under which letter of credits are issued. Friend, these are common mistakes done in the export documentation under the letter of credit. I told you, if there is a discrepancy, then your payment will be on the mercy of the importer to release the payment or not, or to release up to what extent. Therefore, please ensure that you should have, you should negotiate the document discrepant free. There are some common discrepancies are happening in the letter of credit. The letter of credit has expired, late presentation of document, late shipment of goods, inconsistent spelling of parties in the document, terms of sale not complied with, merchandise description not strictly as per the LC, partial shipment or transshipment effected despite LC term is not allowing the same. Foreign language document must be exactly as per the LC. Document are not consistent with one another means in same informations are written in another document differently and in another document showed different way. Ocean bill of lading issued by forwarder agent not acceptable. Unacceptable. Bill of lading not clean. Bill of lading not signed as per UCP Article 20. Insurance does not cover risks stipulated in the letter of credit. Insur- Insurance issued after the shipment date. Bill of lading and draft not properly endorsed. Draft not completely not completely properly signs or complete in all the sense. These are discrepancies commonly happen in the letter of credit. See, there are certain correctable discrepancy and there are major discrepancy which cannot be corrected. Correctable discrepancy means draft is not in accordance, you can correct it. Amount in draft does not agree with the invoice total, you can correct it. Invoice incorrectly addressed to the account party, you can correct it. Description of goods and invoices is not as per LC, you can correct it. Invoice omit shipping term, you can correct it. Commercial invoice not signed, you can correct it. Bill of lading not endorsed, you can correct it. Inconsistent found in document presented, you can correct it. Which is wrong document, you can correct it. But there are major discrepancy which cannot be corrected. You have to see this discrepancy should not be happen. If it happen, your fund totally depend on the importer to be released or not to be released. Late shipment, late presentation, LC expired, drop in excess of amount permitted means you have exported the goods more than LC value. Bill of lading incorrectly issued. Insurance policy bear a date later than the date of shipment shown on the bill of lading. Therefore, friends, please ensure that there should not be any mistake in the export documentation. These are services offered by my company. Requested to take the screenshot. If you require any help for these services, please do contact me. My contact number. Thanks friend. Thanks for giving time. If you like my channel, please subscribe it, like it, share with your friend. See you for the next video. Thank you very much.